What's up guys, welcome to my channel BM Reviews. Today we are going to discuss how Big Bang Theory canon problems facing young Sheldon Season 7. If you are new to this channel, please make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon to get instant notification. Although the tale of young Sheldon Season 7 may be satisfactorily concluded, the spin-off series will eventually have to address a number of canonical plot holes brought about by the Big Bang Theory. Young Sheldon's relationship to the canon of its predecessor is not consistent, as is the case with most comedy spin-offs. Certain aspects of Sheldon's personality, such as his stubbornness, lack of social graces, and small-time rivalry, remain rather constant. Nonetheless, his family has altered a lot of the character traits. George Sr. is now a decent, kind everyman instead of the stupid, philandering alcoholic depicted in the Big Bang Theory. In a similar vein, Mary is kinder and less acerbic than her portrayal on The Big Bang Theory, and Mima is far more rebellious than previous seasons ever let fans assume. The majority of the characters in young Sheldon's ensemble are slightly different from those in the previous series. This makes logic in part. The characters on The Big Bang Theory might be more outrageous and simplistic because of the show's wider sense of humor and elevated tone. But this also implies that before The Big Bang Theory spin-off concludes, young Sheldon Season 7 needs to resolve a few significant canonical errors. In young Sheldon Seasons 5 and 6, Mandy and Georgie had a turbulent romantic connection during which both characters battled to determine how they felt about one another. Georgie recognized she did love him and made a proposal after she eventually got over her crush on Mandy and moved on. Mandy and Georgie announced their engagement in the young Sheldon Season 6 finale. But according to the canon of The Big Bang Theory, Georgie and Mandy's marriage will end in divorce. Georgie's former wife was mentioned in the sibling realignment, episode 23 of season 11 of The Big Bang Theory, when his older self made an appearance. Thus, young Sheldon Season 7 can't deny the awkward fact that Georgie and Mandy's breakup is inevitable. Sheldon belittled Howard, Leonard, and Raj throughout The Big Bang Theory, but the show never made it clear where Sheldon completed his college studies prior to joining the Caltech staff. Sheldon was still enrolled in East Texas Tech as of young Sheldon Season 6, but the spin-off will need to provide an explanation for Sheldon's transfer to Caltech's date and reason. This might result from graduating, particularly because Sheldon's fear of attending college after high school was previously documented in an earlier episode. But young Sheldon might also disclose that Sheldon went to a different school in between Caltech and East Texas Tech. Young Sheldon's Mima appeared to change into the much stricter, less humorous Grandma Sheldon sees in The Big Bang Theory during the time between the two seasons. Mima was essentially an older Mary Cooper in her previous show appearance, but her young Sheldon persona couldn't be more unlike her rigid daughter. Watchers may discover that Mima changed her carefree lifestyle to avoid being perceived as a negative role model for her granddaughter, Missy, because of her wayward teenage years. Nevertheless, since the Season 6 finale's destruction of Mima's gaming chamber set up the plot, young Sheldon Season 7 will have to begin this storyline early. Season 7 of the spin-off Young Sheldon needs to explain when and why Missy and Sheldon became closer in Young Sheldon compared to The Big Bang Theory. The reason for this shift in character could be that they left their parents' home and took very different courses in life. But young Sheldon has spent too much time focusing on the couple's endearing relationship to ignore the reason for their growing estrangement as adults. Given Missy's failure on The Big Bang Theory, Sheldon may get a chance to clarify why he and his sister drifted apart. Although Laurie Metcalf's portrayal of Mary Cooper in The Big Bang Theory appears to be somewhat similar to Zoe Perry's, the young Sheldon heroine has a totally distinct personality from her more mature counterpart. In the previous episode, Mary was characterized by her hard cynicism and fervent religiosity. However, young Sheldon's portrayal of Mary is far more reserved and soft-spoken. Though Mary in the spin-off has her share of mildly cruel moments, many of the sharper jokes from her previous incarnation would make her shudder. Therefore, young Sheldon Season 7 has to clarify when this significant change in attitude happened in between episodes. Mary's husband's infidelity and the fact that her kid discovered the affair may be contributing factors to her resentment. The Big Bang Theory has not yet shown Sheldon's account of witnessing his father betray his mother on television, despite young Sheldon's explanation of George's potential for cheating. But the spin-off can't just brush the incident under the rug because it was the turning point that made Sheldon support his mother and see his father as a deviant for years after his passing. Season 7 must thus deal with George Sr.'s affair in greater detail. Young Sheldon Season 7 must deal with George Sr.'s unexpected death in addition to figuring out how to handle his extramarital affair. Traditionally, Sheldon was still a young adolescent when George Sr. passed away. Though Sheldon's puberty has prevented the spin-off from addressing the narrative for years, The Big Bang Theory cemented its tragedy. George Sr.'s passing must be addressed in Young Sheldon Season 7, but it's difficult to see how the program will work such a depressing tale into its humorous conclusion. George Sr.'s passing will still be devastating even if The Big Bang Theory spin-off postpones the incident until the climax. Paige, McKenna Grace's child prodigy, is a beloved young Sheldon character because of her endearing bonds with Missy and Sheldon. Paige was Sheldon's first rival, buddy, and eventually love interest. Thus it seems unusual that she was never acknowledged in The Big Bang Theory or even referenced in the earlier season. Season 7 must therefore resolve this conflict. The biggest major plot hole in Young Sheldon is probably Paige's absence, since the spin-off needs to explain why Sheldon would spend years without bringing up such a significant figure from his history. If not, Young Sheldon will leave a significant contradiction in The Big Bang Theory's legacy. That's it guys for this video. Please make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon to get instant notification. Thanks for watching.